Hey, it's your girl Tiffany, Madam Luscious Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces High Priestess, aka Diamond. I am here tonight for another one of my videos. This is going to be another missing persons video. This video is going to be for, can you all see that? Ryan Larson. When he went missing, he was 11 years old. He's now 12 years old. His birthday was like right after he went missing. As you can see, the information here about him, he is a young boy who has autism. So he has some underlying disabilities that he was struggling with or dealing with. When he went missing, like I said, he was 11 years old. He's now 12 years old. He's been missing since May 17th, 2001. From Omaha, Nebraska, in an area called La Vista, I believe. And Ryan was said to have left school between classes around 11 a.m. or so. He was later spotted by a neighbor by his apartment complex, actually. He was also seen across the street from his apartment complex, I believe in some kind of shopping area or something like that when he vanished. However, Ryan's umbrella was found in his apartment complex at A4th in Harrison, is the area in which he lived in. The oddities about this situation, later, someone said that Ryan had supposedly searched online how to hide from the police. And this was before he went missing. I find that very hard to believe. This is a child with disabilities. This is a child with autism. And just speaking as a parent with a child with disabilities, yeah, they really just don't kind of do those kinds of things on their own. And so I found that to be very suspicious. They also don't really have the mind frame to just like wander off on their own either. So tonight I'm going to do a spirit reading for Ryan Larson. I wanted to come on and give you all those details. However, if anyone has seen him, you are asked to contact the La Vista Police Department in Omaha, Nebraska, with any information that you may have about this young boy. However, I've had certain energies around different things that took place with him. And so I'm going to get into the reading here. I'm just going to show you all how I do my spirit readings. Here in the red, you can clearly see I wrote down all the available information about the situation, about Ryan Larson, which is the information that I just shared with you. I come up with a sequence of questions based on what occurred around the situation or with the individual who has gone missing. And so I came up with a number of questions here. And what I do is, for each one of those questions, I come up with several different possible answers that Spirit just kind of gives to me, just any possibility. So on what happened, I just clearly write down different possibilities of what could have happened to him. So on number one, which is the first question, what happened to him, I put lured away, kidnapped, trafficked, attacked, beat up, assaulted, just a bunch of random different possibilities of what could happen. I do that with every question that I have. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut these off, each of these answers for each question, into different little strips of paper. And for each question, I'm going to place them in the spirit bowl with the crystals. I'm going to pray, I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to ask Spirit for the answers. And then I will be able to give you all a full conclusion of what took place with this baby as to what happened to him. So usually I already have it done and everything in place when I come on and do the reading for y'all. So I just wanted to show you all briefly how I do that. And I will be right back in just a second to give you the reading of the results. Okay, you all. Well, I have the reading completed now. You see the extra messages there in the spirit reading bowl. So I'm going to get into this reading for Ryan Larson. This was actually kind of a difficult one. There's just like a lot of different kind of energy surrounding this young man and what happened to him and what really went on. So we're going to get into it. Okay. So with the first question that I asked Spirit was, what happened to Ryan Larson? As you can see, I've done the reading, the spirit reading, and I've gotten all the messages over here to each question. You see the question, and then you see the answers to everything, and I'm just going to go through this with you all. So, the first question I asked Spirit was, what happened to Ryan Larson? And I have, he was kidnapped, trafficked. I got several answers for this, so I took them all. He was attacked and he was beat up. He was also drugged and or poisoned. And here, some type of sexual assault has happened to him. He was raped or abused or sexually assaulted in some type of way in this situation after he was taken or abducted. The next question that I asked Spirit was, where is Ryan Larson? Number 2 is, where is Ryan Larson? The answer that I got, he was trafficked. He was eventually trafficked out of state. He was trafficked out of state. He was in a house for a while. After he was trafficked, he was in some type of a house somewhere for a while. And then I also got, let me try to straighten this out for you all so you can see it. Then I also got that, again, he was discarded / trash is what I had on here. So he was discarded. He was like thrown away, possibly put in some kind of dumpster or, somewhere where somebody can dispose of a person. Because on that question I asked, where is he? And he was trafficked out of state, and he was in a house while he was being attacked, while he was being abused and drugged and so forth. But at some point he was discarded and thrown away. Like, I hate to even say it. He was thrown away like garbage, like trash. I asked Spirit number 3, what is his current condition? What is the current condition of Ryan Larson? And as you can see here, his current condition is dead. Number 4, I ask, who is with him? And at this, I got the answer for who's with him at this present moment. No one. Alone was the answer that I got. The next question I asked Spirit number 5, has Ryan Larson been hurt and why? Well, from the previous answers, we already know the answer to that is yes. He has been hurt. I also on the same question, has he been hurt, which yes came out. Spirit also let me know that this was some type of blood sacrifice. This was some type of setup, some type of setup or staged event was around what happened to him exactly. The reason for that was financial gain. So on has he been hurt and why? Because that's what I asked on number 5, question number 5. If this thing will not be so blurry. Sorry, when I get it close to it. I asked, has he been hurt and why? And I got an answer of yes, blood sacrifice / setup, and financial gain. Number 6, I asked, is the school involved? And I got a direct answer of yes. Number 7, are the Ryan Larson's parents involved? I got a clear answer of yes. Both the school and the parents somehow were in collusion together, coercion together to this matter, to his disappearance. And because we know that this was some kind of setup, that it was arranged or set up in some kind of way, but both the school and the parents are aware of this and involved in this. They may be the ones who got some type of financial gain as to him coming up missing. Number 8, I asked, was Ryan Larson's disappearance a setup? We already got that answer that came up in another question, so that was yes. Was he a sacrifice? On number 9, it was the answer was yes. I asked on number 10, why did Ryan Larson search how to hide from police, or did he? He did not search this. And I got another answer. He did not search this. So basically, he didn't search this on his own. And then I got an answer. Let me see. Can I move this for you all to see it accurately? I got an answer that he was coached to do so, to cover tracks. So basically, he did not do this on his own, which is what I stated at the beginning of this. I have a child with disabilities. Oftentimes with children who have learning disabilities, who have autism, who are seen as slow in a little way, ways, some things that they don't do on their own like that. They wouldn't have the wherewithal to really type such a thing, look up such a thing, even have the thought to wonder such a thing like that, nor would they wander off by themselves, especially with the disabilities that they have, because most children with disabilities are very clingy in a way, to where whatever structure is set up for them, they stay predominantly in those areas. And even though he was 11, 9 times out of 10, he had special needs classes. Those classes usually have a teacher and 1 or more pairs in the classes, which are, sorry about that. My video cut off. So as I was saying, a lot of times in the special needs classes, there's a teacher and a couple teacher assistants, or what are called pairers. So he was liable in a special needs class, considering the fact that he was diagnosed with autism, which also is seen as learning disabilities. So him just wandering off by themselves, they actually have a different routine than just regular functioning kids in regular classes. They don't even change classes the way that the other students do. So the next question I asked, which was number 11, was Ryan Larson a victim of human and sex trafficking? I got mixed answers on that at first, and then I got a direct answer of yes. We clearly seen that come up over here in our other questions that we asked. Ultimately, he was a victim of human trafficking, and I'm going to explain that when I get to the next question, the last question. The last question I asked, was Ryan Larson lured away, and by whom? And the question yes, I got the answer of yes. Yes, he was lured away. He did not leave that school on his own accord. Somebody coached him, somebody told him, someone assisted him, helped him, lured him out of that school to leave under some type of pretenses of for some reason. He left out of that school. He was lured out of that school that day. And I asked whom did this. This was a stranger slash his abductor. So, Ryan Larson, he was lured out of the school. He was taken. He was abused before. Once they got him away, he was abused before they got him outside of the area in which he lived in. And they went on to do some other horrific things to him. I do not feel like Ryan is in Nebraska anymore, due to the fact that I got the answer that he was eventually trafficked. He was held somewhere for a little while in the state in which he reside. At some point, he was taken elsewhere, and he was held for a while. This young man, he was drugged or poisoned during this time. He was beat up pretty badly. He was physically and sexually abused repeatedly. He was moved around at some point, and then he was discarded. They disposed of him. Also, I forgot to mention you all because I seen it just a few minutes ago, but I got an extra message that came out for this reading, and I forgot to share that with you all. I asked Spirit, was there any other extra messages that I need to know, anything else attached to this reading concerning Ryan Larson that I needed to be made aware of. And it clearly just says that he was held hostage and drugged. It says held hostage and drugged. So for a period of time, I do feel like that he is possibly no longer with us. For a period of time, he was held hostage and drugged. And I pulled a few cards for this, so I do want to show you all this in reference to him. And we're going to do it like this. The first card that I pulled was the Queen of Wands. This is a fire sign energy. This is Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. This is female. This could be his mother's energy. Usually with the fire, with this Queen of Wands, it talks about having a lot of passion or compassion for a situation in retrospect to this person's type of personality. She is facing this King of Swords here. This could be a father. However, these could be two individuals that was involved in the situation pertaining to Ryan Larson. I kind of get a feeling that these are the parents. They're facing one another with the Two of Wands here. This talks about visions. This talks about decisions, some kind of decision being made, making a choice between one thing or another. With the Two of Wands here, I feel like this vision of what took place, of what went on, this decision that was made, this decision in reference to what happened to Ryan was due to these two people here. Next, with the Star card, it has various different meanings. It talks about hope, creativity, dreams, intuition, healing, a spiritual path, rebirth, wishes. This Queen of Wands here, may have been very passionate to the point of wishing or hoping or wishing or desiring something to happen. With this Star card under the Queen of Wands energy, it talks about maybe going through some type of heartache or conflict, and lessons of the difficult experiences in which has gone on in this situation. The next I got is the Page of Swords. This Page of Swords, I believe, could possibly be the energy of Ryan Larson himself. It's a page. This is a younger person. Again, this is air sign. So even with the King of Swords here, I have the Page of Swords under him. That's why I kind of got the father or fatherly energy with this King of Swords. This is air sign. So this is going to be Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini energy here. I believe this Page of Swords here, it has come through for Ryan Larson. Um, this person is very energetic, very talkative, gossipy, even almost. Both of these individuals here, these air signs, you know, words, certain actions, certain, they can kind of cut you with a knife. You see the sword here. So, um, this this air sign here has a lot to do with what happened to or because of this Page of Swords sign here, which is also an air sign. I feel like the Queen of Wands here, which could possibly be the mother's energy. There's some kind of, she's feeling some kind of heartache due to the situation. However, I feel that this King of Swords was very strict and almost abusive in a way, probably possibly to this Page of Swords, which would be Ryan Larson. This situation that they came to the conclusion about, this situation that this decision that they made about the situation, with the Six of Wands here, it brought them some kind of success. There was some type of reward or gain or notoriety or something that came along with this decision that was made. I clarified all of these cards here, and you can clearly see with the Queen of Wands here, and the energy that she's feeling with the star card here of feeling this heartache and pain. This is because there was a sudden shift. There was this shaking up, this sudden change with the Tower card here, clarifying both the Queen of Wands and the Star card here. So this heartache and this pain, she could feel, be really going through some things due to what happened to Ryan Larson with his disappearance and everything that happened to him. But with this King of Swords here, when I clarified the King of Swords with the Page of Swords here, I got the Eight of Swords, which talks about restriction. Again, there's a lot of air energy amongst these two, and I got more air energy. This talks about restriction, being bound, being tied to a situation, being restricted in some type of way. This person here was very strict and demanding and restrictive with this Page of Swords, and ultimately had something to do with what happened, what occurred here, okay? To clarify the Two of Wands, which is this vision, which is this decision, which is that was made here, and the success that has come with it, we get the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune, it talks about destiny, it talks about new beginnings, it talks about completions of cycles, and new beginnings and everything. And the overall clarifier here, I have the Nine of Pentacles, which talks about gratitude, it talks about appreciation, it talks about finances, money, resources. This, you see what happened here because of this sudden change, this shakeup, this tower that collapsed, which was around Ryan Larson here, his disappearance, what happened to him, this decision that was made, which is what caused what happened to him because of this situation here. This was all for this here, this financial gain that they received from it. And you clearly know that came up in my reading when I asked, was he hurt here? And it says, yes, this was a blood sacrifice / setup. And the why I asked, it was for financial gain. The cards clearly show that is exactly what has happened. And even though this lady here was a part of this decision that was made, and it was a shakeup took place, and heartache around this shakeup that happened, she is still benefiting. She is still benefiting from what went on. This person here, has a lot more direct contact with what happened to him, what went on, um, what was ultimately done to him in order for them to get this success, this reward, this triumph, this victory, this financial stability, security, even a sense of them feeling free or released of their burdens or their problems or their responsibilities because Ryan Larson is gone. So that concludes this reading. Peace, love, and light, everybody. Namaste. I do apologize. My phone cut off again, so I'm going to have to piece this video together to edit it. That was the conclusion of the reading for Ryan Larson. I do hate having to report such awful news with these missing persons. However, as I always say, I wish everyone peace, love, and light. Please take care of yourself and take care of each other. I hope this information can be of assistance for those individuals whom need to know answers referring to this young man. And until the next time, namaste.